Okay, so after performing the upper layer center diamonds, we have to complete lower layer pentagons. So only one corner piece is remaining. So let's solve them first. For that, check on the top layer, that is on the gray layer, if you have any of the corner piece which is not having a gray color, and start with that piece. So I have this piece here which is pink, beige and red. It is also placed correctly between pink and beige centers, and red is in the bottom. So again, when I am keeping my cube like this, check the orientation of the colors. So my right hand side is already solved, but my left is not solved. So as right hand side is already solved, the algorithm which you have to perform is U R U prime R prime, and you can see this corner piece is solved. Let's go ahead and solve the next corner pieces as well. So I have blue, orange and purple. I kept it in between purple and blue and orange. Check the orientation. Now you can see none of the side is matched, that is left is not matched, right is not matched, and the color which need to be placed in the bottom is in on the top, which is purple. So perform right T 3 times, and yes, it is done. Let's go ahead with the next edge piece, which is blue, pink and green. So I kept it in the correct spot. Again, check the orientation and solve. So I have solved it. Next piece is this, which is beige, green and blue. I kept it between the correct centers. The right side is matching, left side is not matching. So I will perform U R U prime R prime. Let's go ahead with the next piece, which is this. So here you can see left side is matched, right is not matched. So you will perform U prime L U L. So now you can see the lower layer pentagons are all solved. Let's go to the next step. The next step is solving the edges for top layer centers. So this is similar to edge piece algorithm. So here you will first you have to find an edge piece which is not having any gray color on the top. Match that edge piece with the correct center. Check the other edge piece is going on right or left, and perform the edge piece algorithm. So here I have matched beige, it is going on right, so it will first go to my left. I'll perform a right T algorithm. I'll rotate it clockwise. I'll perform left T algorithm. Similarly, you have to solve all the edge pieces. See, all the edges are solved and only the top layer is remaining, but everything else is solved. So let's go ahead to solve the last layer or a top layer, which is gray. For the last layer, first thing what we have to do is we have to perform a gray star. So here after doing the edge algorithms on the top layer centers, you might get 4 different cases. One of the case is you will get everything solved in the top layer itself, which is you already will get a gray star and you don't have to do this step in at all. But for other 3 cases which you can get is one of the cases like this, where you get only one edge piece which is solved correctly, where gray is on the top and the other color is in the bottom, and the other 4 gray edges are flipped. In this case, what you have to do is you have to keep the cube like this, where the edge which is correctly oriented on your left hand, and you have to do F R U R prime U prime F prime. Okay, so once you have done this, you will come to a second case, which is this, where 3 consecutive gray edges are oriented correctly with gray on top, but the other 2 edges are flipped. So this is the second case, you can say. In that case, what you have to do is you have to keep these 3 edges on your left hand back side, or left hand top side, you can say, on this section, and this will be my front face, then this will be my right, and this is like left side corner where all the edges, 3 edges are solved. So again, what you have to do is F R U R prime U prime F prime. So here you get an arrow like structure, which is a third case. In this case, what you might get is 2 of the adjacent edges are flipped correctly and 1 edge opposite to that is flipped correctly. So you will get an arrow type structure. So if you get this kind of structure, then what you have to do is keep your cube like this, with the arrow is pointing toward your right hand side and it is kept horizontal. So again, this will be my front face, this will be my right, this will be my left, this will be my up face. So again, what I'll have to do is perform the same algorithm, which is F R U R prime U F prime. So the algorithm was similar to a 3x3 Rubik cube itself. So as we have done there to make an yellow cross, same algorithm we used here to get a gray star. So depending on whatever condition you get on the top layer, you have to perform the algorithm either at 1 time or 2 time or 3 time, depending on the orientation of your gray edges. So let's go to the next step. Next step, what we have to do is you have to orient the gray edges first to their correct centers. So first we will orient the gray edges, and then in the last we will solve the gray corners. So let's go ahead with that. For gray, matching gray edges, there are three possibilities which you get. One of the case is like this. So start matching one of the edge. So I matched pink with pink here, and see if any other edge is matched. So this is not matched, this is not matched, this is matched, and again this is not matched. So this is one of the condition where you can see 2 non-adjacent gray edges are placed correctly, but other 3 edges are, we need to orient them. This is the first case. In this case, what you have to do is keep one of the solved edge in your front. So this will be my front, and one of the edge which is solved in your right hand back side, where this. So if you hold the cube like this, where I am keeping blue in my front, this will be in my left hand, which should not be the case. So you have to keep in mind that you have to place the solved and correct edges like this if they are non-adjacent. So this is in the right hand back side, this is in the front, and you have to perform this algorithm: R U2 R prime U R U2 R prime. Once you have done this algorithm, check if all the edges are matched. In this case, all the edges are matched, so it's already, the orientation of the edges is already done. Sometimes what when you do this, you still don't get all the edges solved. If this will be the case, then again you have to perform the same algorithm one more time and you will get all the edges solved. So let's go. I'll show you the second case as well. Okay, for second case, let's try and match the edges. So I will match beige with beige. So you can see this gray and light blue is also matched. Other edges are not matched. So this is the second case where two adjacent gray edges are correctly placed. So if this is the case, what you have to do is keep one of the face in your front. So this will be my front, and keep other edge which is already correct in your left hand side. So I have kept this in my left hand side. So once you keep this, you have to perform this algorithm: R U R prime U R U2 prime R prime, and check if all the other edges are also matched. So here I performed it once and all the edges are now placed correctly with correct orientation. If it is not solved, you have to perform, as I said, one more time and all the edges will be matched. So this is your second case. There is one more case, or the last case, which I call it third case, which I'll show you now, where only one of the edge is matched correctly and other four edges will be flipped. So let's match one of the piece here. So here I have matched gray and beige, and let's see if other four edges are matching. So if you can see, all the four edges are not matching now. So this is the third case. In that case, what you have to do is keep the solved piece in your front. So this is my front, and I will do same algorithm which I did for two non-adjacent pieces. So let's start. R U2 R prime U R U2 R prime. So once you do this step, you can either get two of the scenarios. One is you can get two non-adjacent edges matched and other three are flipped, which I got here. My green and gray and beige and gray is correctly placed and other three are flipped. Or you might get a case where two adjacent edges are matched, like I might get blue and gray matched or pink and gray matched. If that depending on whatever case you got, either case 1 where two non-adjacent pieces are matched, or case 2 where two adjacent pieces are matched, depending on that you will again have to keep the orientation of your cube as per the position which we have already seen, and again you have to perform same algorithm. So let's go to the last stage where we will solve the corners. For corners, if you can see, first thing what we have to do is we have to get all the gray color in the corner at the bottom first, and then we will orient them or align them correctly with correct centers. So first flip the cube such that the gray color will be in your bottom. Now I have this piece already, so where gray is already in the bottom, so I will keep it in my left and I'll start solving with this piece. So as we have done in a 3x3 Rubik's cube, we will keep performing righty algorithm until and unless this is not solved. So we want gray in the bottom. So if I hold the cube like this, this will be my front face, this will be my right, this will be my upper part. So you can start R U R prime U prime R U R prime U prime R U prime R U R prime U prime. Don't forget to do this U prime move. This piece is now solved. Gray is in the bottom. Rotate it to the left. This piece you need to solve. So this is in my right hand bottom. again perform righty until it's solved. Move to next piece. This you need to solve. Move to the next piece, and you can see in the bottom everything is now gray. Now again align the gray edges to their correct centers. So I have aligned them correctly, and everything in the upper part is also not hampered. So last thing what we have to do now here is orient these particular corners. So you might get a case where one of the corner or two of the corners are solved, or none of them are solved. Depending on whatever is solved or unsolved, you have to start perform it. As I don't have anything solved here, I can start with any of the corner piece. So now I'm keeping my cube like this, where this is in like my bottom, this will be my like front face, and this is in the top layer. So considering orange as my front face, what I'll do is, this is my right, this is my upper layer or top layer, this will be my left, this will be my bottom layer. So first thing I'll do is I'll remove this particular corner piece out of this, because this is not placed correctly. So what I'll do is R, U, R prime. Once I have done this, the thing you need to focus on is the gray corner piece. So this is the gray corner piece here in my left side top layer. If you can see, this is front, so this is my left, and it is here in my left hand side top. So check the colors of the corner. So it is pink and beige. So what you have to do is get pink and beige edges here. So this is the pink and beige edge, and I have to place this corner piece here. As it is in my left hand top, what I'll do is I'll just perform R, U prime, R prime. So now you can see these three are now correctly placed. Now again see non-solved gray is on the top layer. So this is my top, and this is orange, green and gray. So get the orange and green edge first here. So I got it here in my right and bottom. Now check the placement of the corner piece first. So it is in my top layer, but it is not to my left side now, it is to my right side. So when it is to your right side, what you have to do is R, U, R prime. So this is solved again. Now check again the unsolved gray piece on the top. So this is pink and green. So get pink and green here. As it is on my left hand in the top layer, I will perform R, U prime, R prime. I have one more piece here in my top layer right, which is blue, beige and gray. So I will get it here. I'll perform R, U, R prime. Get blue and orange. As it is in the left hand top, perform R, U prime, R prime. And your last layer will be solved and everything is still in place. So this is the last piece. There might be one of the case where you get no gray piece on the top layer. At that time what you have to do, I'm going to show you that case as well. Okay, so this is one of the case where I have solved 3 of the corners and 2 of the corners are still in the bottom, but I need to solve them. And you might get a condition where on top layer you don't get any gray corner piece and you are confused like how we will then place, because always we had a gray piece either in the top left side or on top right side, and we have performed the algorithm. But if you get this kind of case where no gray piece is in the top layer and in bottom they are flipped and or they are not in correct position. So consider one of the piece like this or this, anything, as a gray piece for a time being, and perform algorithm. So I am considering this as a gray piece. So what I'll do is I'll perform r u prime r prime. So once I have done that, you can see I got gray piece in the top now, and I can place it correctly in between orange and green. So I'll get orange and green here. As it is in the top layer right side, I will do R U R prime. So this is correctly placed now. I have got one more gray piece which need to be fixed. So it is gray, orange and blue. So I will get orange and blue edges now, and as it is in my left top, I will do R U prime R prime, and this is solved. So guys, this is the simplest way which I can tell you how to solve the Megaminx. So if you liked the video and if you understood how to perform the algorithms, and if you feel this is kind of easy for you guys to practice and go ahead, do like, share and subscribe to my channel, and do let me know in the comments if you want anything to be explained in more details. So that's it for now. Stay happy, stay healthy.